What's up, guys? This is Desiree with Surrey 604. And I know, we talked about Catherine. She's been introduced. I'm not even supposed to be here, but I am. I'm actually about to head in, and I'm about to meet a gentleman by the name, who are affectionately known by y'all. This guy right here. Oh, will it focus? It probably won't focus. But this is Tarun, Keram, and he's actually on the show, The Stand, and it has its last show coming up tomorrow. Today is February the 10th, and yeah, I'm in Vancouver, and Catherine Ains is with me. She's actually going to be talking with him as well as myself, and I'll be filming them. They'll be filming me maybe a little bit. It's Surrey 604. Look, we're grassroots. Dig it, feel it, love it. Here she is. There he is.
Hello.
Yeah, you're gonna start first question.
You can start. Yeah, you can start whenever you want.
Just let me try to get your name right. Keram, right?
Tarun.
Tell me again.
Tarun. Tarun. Keram. Tarun. Yeah, Tarun's fine. Tarun.
Tarun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just trying to. Okay. I guess the first question. You can tell us a little bit of introduction. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you come from, if you were born and raised in Canada, or your background, and how you got.
Born and raised in Surrey, baby. Yeah, so my parents are from Punjab, and they came over a long time ago. I was born in Surrey Memorial Hospital. I still live in Surrey. I mean, that's my background. My dad was an artist. He started a printing business, and then I sort of went into that. After high school, I decided to go to college, and then I didn't like it. So I dropped out and I went to film school.
What are you studying in college?
It was just like writing. I just wanted to do writing, creative writing. I still write scripts, but I think right now my focus is still acting. Yeah, I just walked out of class one day, dropped out, that was it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But then I ran into Ryan Reynolds, and I told him I went to Kwantlen, and he's like, oh, I went to Kwantlen. And he told me the same thing. He just like walked out of class and went to LA.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So then how was it for you? Where, like, do you know you like acting since you were younger, or just how did it come to you?
How did it come? Yeah.
How did it come to you too?
I don't know. I think I've always liked performing, but my parents always said finish school first, and then you can go and act. But then I finished school, but I wasn't acting. So I think the love came from when I was little. I used to go to the flea market with my dad. Do you remember VHSs? VHS tape.
Yes.
So we used to just buy a bunch and watch a bunch of movies. Every Sunday we would do that. And I've seen all the classics from the 80s. And then I think that's where my love of film came. And yeah, that's kind of how it happened.
Nice.
Nothing crazy.
Okay. Which one, so far in the films that you've been, which one has been the one you like the most?
That's a tough question.
Yes, like so far of everything you've done.
Okay, I think Supernatural, and I like him for different reasons. I think Supernatural just because I was there quite a bit. It was my first big role, it was my first guest star. I was there for multiple days. But then The Stand was good too, the one that I'm on now, because I acted with so many people that I just looked up to. So to be there in the same space, sharing scenes, was not only a learning experience, but it made me feel like I finally belong in film, because I think this entire time I've been thinking, oh, is this right for me? Is this right for me? Is this right for me? And then every time I want to leave the industry, an audition brings me back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or I'll get something that you can, yeah. There's so many auditions I go through where I'm like, oh, it's so bad, it sucked. But then sometimes I get them.
You get them anyway.
Yeah, I get them anyway, but like, yeah.
Tell us about The Stand, your latest show, and who has been your perfect character to work with, perfect actor, best. Tell us a little bit more.
Okay, so The Stand is about, it's a Stephen King project. Originally it was a book and they made a movie about it back in the 90s, I think. But it's about a super virus that wipes out 99.4% of the human race. So it's pretty much COVID, but on steroids. Yeah. So it's kind of odd timing that the last episode is tomorrow, and we are currently living through a pandemic. And yeah, so my favorite person to work with was Olivia Chang. I play, because everyone's dead pretty much in this world. I guess I'm immune and Olivia's immune. And I used to be a vet technician, but they ran out of doctors because everyone's dead. So I'm kind of stepping up to assist Dr. Wen, who's played by Olivia Chang. And even Olivia's character used to be a plastic surgeon. So we're both kind of coming together and delivering babies and saving lives.
What did you think of the story and all that?
I think any Stephen King story is dark and weird and oddly. I think I really like this one because it's oddly relevant. And the best part about it was I was on it for 5 episodes. This is the longest thing I've ever done.
That's great.
And it's nice to just go do my passion projects. I had time to direct and write and produce while I was still doing this. I didn't have to worry about going to work or any of that stuff.
Any scary moments, like anything like,
no,
any scary scenes?
I don't think so. No, not for myself. But a lot of people were scared because so at one point it showed what the world was like as the virus had spread. So there were, downtown Vancouver, there were people hanging, like dead bodies just hanging.
Wow.
There was a dead horse on the ground. And I think
oh my God.
Someone from the production had to tweet about it, and the police had to tweet about it saying, don't freak out, guys. This isn't real. It's part of a movie. And even though we sent that tweet out and put it in all the newspapers, people still called the VPD and said,
what?
There's a dead horse on the ground. There's people dying. Was that you?
Yeah, like.
Where you see it's gonna be airing? Which platform?
CBS All Access.
CBS.
If you have CBS All Access, you have to watch Twilight Zone because I'm in it as well.
That'd be cool.
That one was really cool.
Do you have a certain like type of actor that you're looking up to be? What did it take you to get there? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think for myself, I knew I never wanted to get typecasted. I don't want to be known as the one thing. So I've always approached my acting and life with growth, meaning I'll see Tom Hardy in a couple movies and I'm like, oh, that guy's really big, because I used to be super skinny. I still am now, but like I started hitting the gym, and I think that really helped when I was first auditioning as a barista or as an intern. And then slowly I started to get bigger roles as I sort of like filled out a little bit more. And the CW is something that I normally go out for, and the people they usually want, and it's changed a lot now, but they look a certain way. they're all the leads are super handsome and like physically super fit. So I think it helped me not get typecasted because of that, because I don't think I've really done the same role twice other than a barista, but other than that I've done a lot of different roles, and I think that's one thing my agent is pretty happy about, and my agent and I are on the same page with it. We don't want to be typecasted with a certain thing. I don't know if that answers your question, but
yeah, a little bit. Like, was wondering if you kind of like worked on creating like a certain look that you wanted for like, you know, for certain goals for your acting, or
yeah, honestly, no. I just
went with.
I just go with whatever I want, because as much as I love acting, it's if I start doing things that people want, I'm not going to be happy. So I think this game, this acting thing, is about longevity. Because I'm going to be acting until I'm 60. I have time to do whatever I want. I don't want to be stuck doing something for 10 years. I grew out my hair. I started acting. It was super short. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to check it out. Let's see what happens. And I was advised against it. A lot of times people would say, you're going to go out for the stoner, you're going to go out for the hippie. But so far, I've done none of that.
No.
What do you define as success?
Oh, that's such a.
Is that a bad
That's a deep. No, it's not a bad. It's a great question. It's a deep question. I don't know. I just want to take care of the people around me, I think, and I think that would define success for myself. But I haven't done all I wanted to with acting. But I do want to start producing features and writing features, and I think acting is just a way to get there as well. Like, I'm always going to be acting and writing and producing all at the same time, so it may be a little bit slower this way opposed to me just producing full time or me just acting full time, but this is how I want to do it, otherwise I'm going to get bored.
Yeah.
So easy to be connected with people now, I think, and I think it's fast-tracked. COVID, unfortunately, fast-tracked a lot of things that should have happened a long time ago.
Yeah.
Who needs a big office space to lease? It's so much money. Just work from home.
Yeah.
And I don't know, even auditions for myself, I used to take time off work, learn a bunch of lines, go to this audition downtown, drive all the way back to Surrey to find out I didn't get it.
Right.
Or it'd be one line.
Yeah.
But now everything's self-tape. We have a studio, we have a backdrop, audio, we have a decent phone, and you just record it and send it off for one line. It takes an hour, maybe.
That's a lot better.
You don't have to take time off work or.
Yeah. It'd be good if that actually stays, because everybody has like busy lives and everybody has to have their side job before they make it.
Yeah, and starting off especially.
Yeah. I was another question. What advice would you give to like young actors that are kind of recently graduated to like transition from like student into like get themselves going into parts?
Like, you mean like someone who went to acting school?
Yes. So what kind of advice would you give that to new actors that are going through that, and you know, I guess actors in general, like young actors? Yeah.
I think for myself, right away, I didn't get starstruck when I met people, or if I would get an audition for something, it would say Tom Hanks is on this, or like some big name is on this. I wouldn't freeze up and say, oh, what I have to act with this person. It was more of, okay, let's do the work. Let's work together. Because I know a lot of people who get starstruck and they build this, say it's one line, they will build this thing into this thing that's not even achievable. It makes it seem so far out of reach when you just build it up in your head. And I think mental health is the most important thing about being an actor and staying in this.
staying grounded, you mean, or something?
It was just staying in the industry. I think there's too many people who are freshly graduated that think they're gonna find, first of all, finding an agent is pretty difficult, and then auditioning is difficult too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's this whole thing of staying, I guess, grounded, but at the end of the day, it's work, and at the end of the day, it's just acting. We're not saving lives. I love what I do, but I think there needs to be a change in the culture of these celebrities that are so up high. Because once you meet them, they're the same as you.
Yeah.
And if they're the same as you, then it would change this whole idea of, oh, that's so unattainable, or, you know what I mean?
Yes, it's true. And in the end, like, we'll want to achieve your dreams, and then it just makes it a lot more difficult, right?
Yeah. So that's the first thing I would say. Just get over the whole. Maybe you can freak out for a little bit, but get over it. It's time to get to work.
Yes.